Hello, welcome to day 5 of how to grow your own organic wheatgrass and sprouts indoors. And it is so cool for me to see the progress in just 4 days technically of growth, because day number 1 was just the overnight soak. And what we have done in the last 24 hours is so cool. We've actually created chlorophyll synthesis. And look at how much greener this is from last night. And how we did that was we actually activated the chlorophyll by moving both the sprouts and the organic wheatgrass near a window to get 12 hours of indirect sunlight. So this is just from 12 hours of indirect sunlight today. And just look at the difference and how much greener it is. And in case you missed the first video, just to know how jam-packed, in addition to the chlorophyll, that these sprouts are. The first video I mentioned that these are the nature gems and it's the salad mix. So this is an assortment of sprouts. It is filled with radish sprouts, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, and clover sprouts. And the nutrients and the benefits are amazing. Of course, they all have the chlorophyll, which is great for anti-cancer properties. The radish sprouts is high in amino acids, which is awesome for digestion, muscle building, as well as the clover is rich in vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin B3, vitamin C, which is great for skin health as well as healing. Also filled with minerals such as iron, calcium, potassium, copper, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, manganese, and the broccoli sprouts has a nutrient called sulforaphane, and that has anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties. The alfalfa sprouts is filled with something that actually helps assist with blood sugar maintenance, as well as helps with heart health, helps with cholesterol, also great for relieving symptoms of menopause, as well as filled with antioxidants, vitamin K, copper, as well as folate and magnesium. So this jar is just filled with so much awesomeness. It is just so cool to be able to grow these at home. And so now what we're going to do is, I generally do 2 at a time. So what I do is after 12 hours or the first day, I pull some out because it's just jammed so packed full. And then I allow it one more day of it getting more of the indirect sunlight to activate more of the chlorophyll. However, for the video, I'm going to go ahead and just empty out this entire jar so you could see, and then split it amongst the other jars so it has more room, and leave it out for another day. But just so you can see, look at how jam-filled this is with sprouts. And this is only 2 tablespoons of the Nature Gems, which is a 16-ounce container. So that is 32 tablespoons. And just think how much that bag, just look at how much this, look at this. Holy cow. I mean, that is, look at those sprouts. So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to do one final rinse, and then we're going to prepare. We're going to go ahead and store this in the fridge so we can start making some awesome salads. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to get out the residual the residual seeds rather. And here we go. So we're going to fill it up with water. And once we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to see that the seeds are going to float to the top. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to strain out the seeds. Look at that, seeds right there. And you're going to see, if you push it down, you see how I don't want to spill it. See, look at that. All the seeds are flowing to the top. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mix it up good too, so you can get them all out there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at all the seeds. And so what you're going to want to do is, once you get to that point, you're going to strain them out. But you know what's so cool is, like, if you don't have a little strainer, and actually I think it even works better than the strainer, is you can pop off the top of the sprouting jar, and you just grab the seed. Look at that. Just picks up all the little seeds. And I'm going to push down the sprouts. Look at all the seeds that are just floating on top. So what we're going to do is, and let's see. So once we pull out, look at all this, the residual seeds. once we pull those out, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour out the water. And look at, okay, I think I got most of them. They're almost all out. And now we're going to go ahead and drain it out. And then we are going to, all right, nice and drained. And then we're going to go ahead and put them into a container. And what I do is I like to save my containers that usually my salad containers, spinach containers or whatnot. And then so that way I can take the sprouts. And you just want to make sure, and after you put some paper towels in there so it can absorb the water, and then generally just start putting your sprouts in. And look at this, look how many sprouts. And then usually once I get a layer, I like to put in, then I'll put in like, let's say, and then I'll put in one more paper towel. And that way just kind of grab the moisture and then just keep loading it up. Look how many sprouts that makes. Just 2 tablespoons and all those sprouts. Absolutely amazing to me. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the top on and then we're going to put it in the fridge. There we go. And then we're going to be ready for some awesome salad. So stay tuned. I'm going to share next time. I'm going to share some organic sprout salad recipes, which is absolutely delicious. So now we are going to move on and check out, but I do want to mention, so what I'm going to do is since I have another jar that's filled, I'm going to split that jar, take half of it, put it in here, and leave it out so I can activate the chlorophyll a little more for the next ones. And then, but generally, I'm so excited to eat the sprouts, I can't wait, so I usually end up taking some out before the second day. But generally, you actually activate the chlorophyll, or you can leave it out 1 to 2 days. Let's check out. Look at the organic wheatgrass. Same thing. It actually activated the chlorophyll by being near a window in the indirect sunlight for 12 hours today. And just look how much greener this is than it was last night. Absolutely amazing. And you know what else is so cool to see is look at the rooting. Look how much it's already rooting down and taking root into the soil just in 24 hours. Absolutely amazing, the progress to me. And so what we're going to do is with the organic wheatgrass, we are actually going to put that back outside or back near a window for the indirect sunlight in order to continue growing. And we are going to continue to spray it with the spray bottle of the spring water. And once again, we're not going to want to overwater it. So we want to make sure that we use the spray bottle. If you think that it's not, or it feels like it's too dry and it's not getting enough, then what you're going to want to do is maybe sprinkle on a little water, but you're not going to want to pour water on, because if you do, it's going to get too moist and hold that water and tend to mold. So, and what we're going to do is just keep an eye on this, and next we're going to have some recipes for the organic sprouts as we watch the wheatgrass continue to grow and be ready to be harvested as well. So I hope you're enjoying these, and I just want to wish you all the best, and God bless.